Hi, we are the group To Bean or Not to Bean. My name is Dabney Warner.
My name is Natalia Ricci.
And we also have our group mate Nikki Chow.
For our brew, we decided to use Ethiopian beans. For the roast levels, we opted to use a fan level of 9, a lower power level of 6, and a roast time of just 5 minutes.
For this challenge, we chose to roast the beans day of. So we roasted 140 grams of green Ethiopian beans. We were able to produce 98.6 grams from that. We ground those beans to the size 20, and then we put it into our filter paper and put it into our clever coffee dripper. We used a total of 1,200 grams of hot water. So that combined with the grounds that we put in enabled us to produce 998 grams of coffee that was drinkable, and we produced evaporated water and spent grounds as well.
In our coffee design, we are using 1330 grams of cold water, which is the mass of feed, and we ended up getting 998 grams of actual brewed coffee, which we lost a lot of water during the process. And from the calculation, we know that we lost around 36.9 as volatile gases, and maybe more in the evaporated process. And the TDS is 1.07%, and PE, as the calculation shown, is 10.83%, which is under extraction because it's lower than 18%.
For our first step, which was roasting the green beans, we used a low power setting at 6 and a low roasting time of 5 minutes in order to use the least amount of energy possible when roasting the beans. Additionally, for our step 2, which was heating up the water, we heated it only to 80 degrees to again use the least amount of energy possible. We used the clever coffee dripper in order to avoid using energy when we brewed our coffee, so this gave us a total of 0.2 kilowatt hours. Because we used a lower initial temperature of water during the brewing process, or step 3, we let the coffee steep for longer in order to make sure we're still getting optimal flavor from the brew.
For our sensory evaluations, we looked at several facets pertaining to coffee flavor. So one of them being fragrance. So for the fragrance, initially it was very earthy, pretty herbal. As for acidity, it was bright, mellow, so overall just very palatable. Flavor-wise, it was sweet, fruity, and floral, which is typical for an Ethiopian brew. As for body, it was candidly a little watery, but still delicate and thin. As for aftertaste, it was a little bitter, but sat well initially. And for the balance, it was mellow and had a pretty harmonious taste.
And in terms of the improvement in the future, we suggested for using higher dosing coffee grounds or less water to improve the brew ratio, because our brew ended up being plain without much taste and flavor in it. And also maybe grind finer for the coffee beans to increase extraction without overpowering delicate notes. And maybe agitation, like stirring while the brewing process, because it can be helpful with light roast like Ethiopian we are using to avoid channeling.